then T0. Good morning. This is a regular open meeting of the Third Laguna Hills Mutual Board of Directors, a California nonprofit mutual benefit corporation. Today, Tuesday, August 19, 2025, 9:30 a.m. We are here at the Laguna Woods Village Community Center Boardroom. Address is 24351 El Toro Road, Laguna Woods, California, 92637. Today's meeting is the third Laguna Hills Mutual Open Meeting in the morning session. The purpose of this meeting is to conduct the regular third mutual board meeting in accordance with Civil Code 4930 and was hereby noticed in accordance with the Civil Code 4920. We have a quorum. I call this meeting to order. First, and the second, Pledge of Allegiance. Director Parson.
Please silence your cell phones. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Steve. Now, approval of agenda. Today's agenda.
So moved with,
Robert move.
with a modification, and I think Peg has one also.
I'll second it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right,
Second, Director Parson.
the modification is that
Is your mic on?
under 9D1,
91.
it says that to allow only the installation of pavers for landing areas at door openings. That is incorrect. The resolution itself is correct, but we are only allowing the installation of pavers at door openings if and when the decision is made about what constitutes landings by the board. So until that's done, he's not allowed to install any landing pavers at this point in time. But the resolution is correct. The agenda is just incorrect.
Okay. Yes.
I have a modification too.
Just, would you hold on? Paul, did you get it? Good.
Okay. There was a committee report that was left off under item 12.
This is where you move
I think Director Moon, when he gets here, will be talking about it. But it's the Garden Villa Rec Room Committee that was inadvertently left off.
Okay. He's coming.
Okay, I have a,
Yes.
thank you. Under item 9D2, I'd like that item pulled from the consent calendar. I would like it to be discussed amongst the board. I believe in a variance that has been issued should not be rescinded.
Okay. Paul, you got it? Okay. Please direct to me later on. Okay, so other than that, we approve agenda. We got part move and second. No question? No amendment? Good. I assume we're approve this agenda consent. Okay? Item 4, approval of minutes. A, July 15, regular open meeting. B, August 1st, agenda prep meeting. Any,
So moved.
Second.
okay? Robert moved and Steve second. Any changes or any amendments? Any questions? No? No? Okay, I do have some. Agenda item 4A, page 2 of 16. We need follow-up item 5, 6, and 7. Unfortunately, we do not have the follow-up prepared at this point, so we'll postpone until next month's meeting.
She may be bringing it down before that item comes up, so can you just
Okay,
hold on?
we can later on come back to this one? Okay, good, thank you. Okay, that's the one item. And, that's it. Okay, anything else we want to change or nothing? Okay, so we approve as a consent?
We're on the previous minutes, right?
Right, A and B, yeah.
4A and B.
Yeah.
and B.
So we approve as consent, right?
Yep.
Okay, good. Number 5, report of chair. A. I got some things to report, everybody. Hello, third resident. Today, I'd like to report the significantly important issues of Third Mutual. First, August is the beginning of the annual election. This year, 2025 ballot will be mailed to eligible residents starting August the 25th. We have a total of 7 candidates for 4 vacancies. Those 7 candidates are Egan Garth Hoffner, Reza Karimi, he's at this moment at the doctor's appointment, John Kelsel, Peggy Moore, Haidar Nazari, S.K. Park, and Steve Parson. Among the named 7 candidates, you select 4 candidates to vote and return your ballot before 11 a.m. on September 25th, 2025. Please read the instruction very carefully. Item 2. Oh, it's here. Good, thank you. Thank you. 2026 budget. As I mentioned last month, we took very seriously our fiduciary responsibility when we joined the board. We are very sensitive to the many different financial circumstances of our residents. And to this end, we, Board of Directors, take a budgeting very seriously, especially when it comes to increasing monthly assessment. As of today, final version of our budget has not been approved by the board. I will report all third residents as soon as it becomes available. We're working very hard to try the assessment down as much as we can. Number 4, Ting Fiber project. This project is supposed to last until 2027. I do not update of this point at this point. However, I would like to reiterate that current estimation indicate that our internet and TV program fee in 2027 will be approximately $75 increase. For those who do not have internet service, will be assessed the full amount. However, those who have different current internet service would be the difference fee plus a different current fee plus the difference. 5, Unity Festival. Ticket sales started August 1st, 2025, first of this month. As of today, about 100 tickets being sold, and our goal is more than 500 tickets by the end of August. Please buy the ticket as soon as you can. The Unity Festival tickets are available at Clubhouse 2. The festival is scheduled on Tuesday, September 30th, 2025, starting 4:30 p.m. through 7:30 p.m. at Clubhouse 2. Tickets is $20, including food, live entertainment. Item 6, AB 130. Resident Policy and Compliance Committee review our current policies to reflect the AB 130. Board will discuss further at item 11 today, new business ABCD. It is California state law and AB 130 that we have to follow its directions. 7, Fire Zone 0, AB 3074. Currently, our landscape staffs are reviewing several options to address the state and fire department requirement and mandate. Thank you for listening. Now, we have City Council Manager, Mr. Mark.
Chris Macon.
Yeah, Chris, and he will give us some update on city
morning.
events. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me again. So some of you may have seen a presentation that we did at the Golden Rain Foundation's board meeting about the potential new fire station project. I wanted to spend a couple of minutes today going over some highlights of that, since it's principally Third's residents that will benefit from that project. So very brief background. Again, there was a longer presentation at GRF. I've cut it down to just a handful of slides, but fire services in Laguna Woods are provided by virtue of the City of Laguna Woods being a signatory to a joint powers agreement with the Orange County Fire Authority. So we are one of 24 member agencies that are served by the Orange County Fire Authority. We have a director on the Orange County Fire Authority Board of Directors. Right now, that's Mayor Sherry Horn. OCFA is a large organization. Again, they serve 24 jurisdictions. They have 78 fire stations. They're a regional agency, and so despite the fact that we have Station 22 sitting inside our boundaries, on a daily basis, there are engines and other apparatus responding to Laguna Woods from outside of Laguna Woods, and likewise, the crews at Station 22 respond outside of Laguna Woods when necessary. So I say that to say that fire station location isn't locked in by city boundaries, but it is obviously true that the closer you live to a fire station, the closer the response is generally going to be. Next slide. So the City Council has conceptually approved using a portion of what's today the City Center Park property for a second fire station in Laguna Woods. So the picture that's on the screen right now is taken from the sidewalk on Moulton Parkway. To the right of this image is the vacant property next to Clubhouse 7. To the left of it is an access road that goes up to an El Toro Water District facility. And in the kind of back center, looking straight up the park, you can see the Ayers Hotel. So this park itself is about 0.56 acres. The council has conceptually approved using the lower portion of that park for a fire station, and the upper portion would remain a park in a slightly reimagined fashion. This is property that the City of Laguna Woods owns outright. We acquired this in 2002 from Smith's Drugs back in the day. So we own this property. There are some strings on the property that I'll touch on shortly, but the idea is to make better use of it, co-locate a fire station with a park, and realize some benefits for the community. The Orange County Fire Authority recently prepared a standards of coverage document that it does every couple of years, and it takes a look at relative service levels across fire stations among a whole lot of other metrics. I wanted to highlight here, so what you're looking at in the first table is the overall number of calls for service that were received by Station 22. So of the 78 fire stations that the Orange County Fire Authority manages, Station 22 is their most active station, and by a lot, as you'll see in these tables. So in a 5-year period, they had about 45,000 calls for service. The next most active station over that same 5-year period had about 22,000 calls for service. That station with the 22,000 calls for service is in the city of Santa Ana. So you can see that we're, double the next busiest station. Simultaneous incidents is another thing that they look at. So the likelihood that when an engine is out for service, that station receives a second call for service. Over that 5-year period, we had roughly 18,000 simultaneous calls for service. That same station in Santa Ana that's the next busiest had just under 4,800 simultaneous calls for service. So there are a whole lot of other statistics I could show you, but these two, I think, paint a very clear picture that Station 22 is overburdened compared to OCFA's other stations, and that there is really a clear need to split that call volume across multiple stations as opposed to centralizing it at Station 22. One of the things that OCFA did as we were looking at prospective locations for a second fire station was they looked at a 5-minute travel time. So this is, their goal is to be able to get an engine to you in that 5-minute travel time, which provides some additional time on top of that for the call to be dispatched, for it to get to the station to get ready and get in the vehicle. And then this is the 5 minutes from them being in the vehicle to them arriving at your front door. So the image that's shown right now, there's a black border around the city of Laguna Woods boundary. There's a red dot where Station 22 is. And the green is everywhere that Station 22 can generally get in 5 minutes drive time. So you can see, if you look at this, that on the left side of the image, you see the Laguna Coast Wilderness Park and that kind of undeveloped open space area. And then next to it, you see the gates 9, 10, and 11 neighborhoods. You can also see the towers in the kind of upper third. Yes, exactly. Thank you, Paul. So you can see the towers, but principally it's third residents that are sitting outside that 5-mile drive time right now. So on the next slide, you'll see that with the addition of Station 12, which is what we're contemplating for the City Center Park property, all of that gets pulled into the green, which means that OCFA can get anywhere in Laguna Woods from Station 12 or 22 in a 5-minute drive time. So a real net benefit for obviously residents of the towers, residents of 3rd, but also distributing that apparatus throughout Laguna Woods will still have benefits for United, for the 3rd residents who live closer to the east side of the community as well. So this is really what we're looking at getting to. Next slide, Paul. So important to note that what we're talking about is a second station in Laguna Woods and not something that results in Station 22 closing. Station 22 would stay in place with the same apparatus that it has currently. Station 12 would be brought online. That would have a 4-person paramedic engine. That paramedic engine was added July 1st, so it's temporarily housed out of a station in Lake Forest, but OCFA has staffed up with the expectation of moving that engine into Laguna Woods once there's a facility available for it. In order to make Station 12 work, there would obviously be a whole lot of work on the City Center Park property. Anybody who's familiar with that, it slopes uphill, right? It's highest at the Ayers Hotel side, it's lowest at the Moulton Parkway side. So there'd be a significant amount of redevelopment of that site to accommodate the station. OCFA has done their proof of concept to know that they can fit what they need to on that property. I've been referring to it as a bumper station, for lack of a better word. It doesn't have all of the same amenities that a full-service fire station would have, but it succeeds in providing living quarters, decontamination areas, storage and supplies, and then, of course, the engine bay for that paramedic engine. In addition to modifying the City Center Park property, Moulton Parkway would also be modified. So in order for this to get to that 5-minute drive time, the engine needs to be able to leave the new fire station turning right or turning left. Right now, there is a built-up median in front of City Center Park that would preclude fire engines from turning left and getting on to northbound Moulton Parkway. So as part of this project, that median would be redesigned to allow for a fire engine to pass through the median and make that left-hand turn. When they're making those left-hand turns, the traffic would be shut down, meaning that it would go red at the gates 12 and 16 intersection and at the Moulton and El Toro intersection to allow them to be able to make that turn safely without pulling out into two-way oncoming traffic. That's not going to be unique to Laguna Woods. That exists at some of their other fire stations. It's a technology that has been proven and to work in that situation. The other thing I wanted to note, just in the kind of good neighbor sense, is that OCFA is accustomed to operating fire stations in close proximity to residential uses, to hotel uses, to commercial uses. If you look at Station 22, it's surrounded on the backside by homes, right? They're pretty close to the backside of Station 22. As part of their good neighbor exercise, they will not be testing sirens at the fire station itself. So there really should be no significant increase in siren usage. Siren usage is driven by calls for service, right? So if there's a call for service, say over at the towers or in the Gate 11 neighborhood, you're already hearing that siren traveling on Moulton Parkway. The only difference is it's traveling, generally speaking, from a much further distance, right? They start turning on that siren down at Station 22. It curves up Valencia to El Toro to Moulton to Santa Maria and back again. In this scenario, the siren would start on Moulton Parkway. So it's not a new siren, it's just where it starts from is different, but you would already hear it anyway. So the station in and of itself, not a driver of siren usage. Next slide. So this fall, the council is going to be doing two things. They're going to consider a lease agreement with OCFA. This is a long-term ground lease for a portion of that city center park property. They're also going to be considering bids that we'll be soliciting shortly to construct various improvements at the portion of that property that would remain a park. Again, I don't want to get too into the weeds, but there's state law that requires us to make an at least $212,000 reinvestment in the city center park property in order to be allowed to build the fire station on the lower portion of the park. So we're jumping through some of those hoops right now to get that piece of it done. So it's very likely that the park improvements would come online in advance of the fire station. Fire station would still be a couple of years out by the time they get the design completed and then the property constructed. It's not like building a run-of-the-mill building. Fire stations are built to a different building code standard that just takes longer, right? It needs to be able to withstand a lot more than your conventional office building or retail space. For residents who are interested in following the project or learning more about the project, we do have a mailing list set up specifically for this project. So if you go to our website, you click on that blue button on the screen that says sign up for email notifications. You'll see a variety of options on the next screen, but if you click on potential new fire station, just plug in your email address and you'll be added to a distribution list for that. I know many of you are already on that list. So that's the fire station. I'm happy to take questions on that in a second, but I did want to just briefly say a couple of words about our library at City Hall. So you're aware that in late January of 2024, the city and the county expanded the public library into its own building on the City Hall site. That's the building shown in the right here. In that first year of operation, so January through the end of 2024, they saw materials checked out more than double, so they're now circulating over 40,000 items a year with roughly 30,000 non-unique visitors, fulfilling interlibrary loan requests, and then the computers there are pretty much used throughout the day, but thousands of hours of usage on that. Didn't want to dwell too much on that. I did want to share that one of the things that they've been really successful for, starting on the next slide, they have a variety of activities that are being offered there. They have an outdoor activity space immediately adjacent to the kind of library proper building. And so I just wanted to run through a couple of things that are coming up. They have an every Monday morning stitching group. This is both for experienced stitchers and people who want to learn. There's no supplies required. The library provides everything. It's led by library staff. It's completely free. It's just a drop-in kind of social, recreational opportunity. That's every Monday except for holidays. Next slide, Paul. They have also partnered with the Alzheimer's Association, and so there's a recurring series related to Alzheimer's and dementia-related education that's happening there. So August 26th, there's a workshop on understanding and responding to dementia-related behaviors. Again, that's all run with medical professionals procured by the Alzheimer's Association. They have another partnership with UC Master Gardeners. This is every month as well, on the second Tuesday of the month. Generally, these are hands-on. The one I have on the slide here happens to be the one that isn't hands-on. But in general, there's some sort of thing that they do with residents who participate that they're able to take with them. I know last month they made little planters of some kind. But these generally are focusing on California native plants and on kind of small format residential gardening activities. And then finally, there's a grant that they received from the California Department of Aging. Several county departments are coordinating on this, but there's a series of gardening workshops happening all throughout the county. 3 of those are being held at our outdoor activity room, Zen gardening, air plant terrariums, and shade gardening. Everything I've just mentioned is free and available to residents, your friends, your guests, whoever you want to bring. Phone number's on the screen there, but if you haven't taken a look at their programming opportunity, really I just wanted to highlight that there's a whole lot going on there. So if you're not familiar, give them a call, stop by, learn a little bit more about it. With that, happy to take any questions. And thank you again for the opportunity to share some time with you.
Yes.
I appreciate the time you spent with us.
Thank you.
Yes, Reza.
Thank you, Mr. Macon. With the cost of energy going up through the roof, and we are not exempt from that.
I think, would you turn on the microphone?
Yeah, the mic is on, and probably have to speak louder. With the cost of energy going up and SE rate is going through the roof, we are facing some challenges at the village. I was wondering if the city have a ad hoc committee or any committee working on renewable energy or dealing with the energy through, city or county or the state, that we can tag along and also understand what's available out there, what we can do, not do. Is there anything going on at the city for the energy?
Not specifically. I mean, we are aware of the energy-related financial challenges, and while I don't know that there's really a mechanism for us to formally assist with that, we are looking at other things like that public safety grant program that would help you reduce some of your, say, Zone 0 compliance costs and maybe make money that you would otherwise spend for those state mandates available for other things. But if there are conversations you want to have or opportunities you think that exist, you know where to find me. I'm happy to have that conversation with you. But
I understand and appreciate that. I was wondering if SCE also planning to have any substation or microgrid within the city limit of the Laguna Woods, or if there is any plan that you're aware of?
They meet with us annually to talk about their capital improvement needs. Most of the time that relates to just replacing older infrastructure, largely like the below ground vault infrastructure, but we're not aware of any activities that they have planned in that space.
Okay, because that's one of the challenges we have. If anything comes up that the city is going to be looking at, we're very interested
Oh no, if
to
that sort of thing
participate.
came up, yes, we would
I
be in touch
appreciate
with
that.
you.
Thank you. Thank you for the time. Great.
Of course.
Any further questions regarding city activity that we can take? My quick calculations shows about 26 times per day the ambulance service you provide us, apparently.
Ambulance service is different, but yes, I mean, it is, the station is busy throughout the day. There's a chart that I forgot, or that I didn't include today, that shows a heat map compared to other cities, and other stations are like 30% busy at any given hour, and we're like 60, 70% busy.
I have another question regarding Santa Maria street easement. Our board will discuss about just a discussion only. What is the next step that you suggest us to do regarding
It
that?
really,
That's closed.
That's a close?
Closed
Yeah,
session.
that's something different.
Okay,
Never mind.
okay, never mind.
okay. Consider it forgotten.
Okay. Okay, other than that, I do not have any questions.
All right. Well, thank you,
Okay,
everybody.
thank you.
Appreciate it. All right. Enjoy the rest of your meeting.
Okay. Okay, next item is open forum. Prior to open forum member comments, I would like to remind everyone that any open forum speakers are limited for 3 minutes per speaker. At this time, members only may address the board of directors regarding items not on agenda and within the jurisdiction of this board of directors. The third board reserves the right to limit the total time allotted for open forum 30 minutes. A member may speak only once during the forum. A speaker may not yield their time to other members. No audio, video recording by attendee, and no rude or threatening comments are allowed. Members are attended our meeting by joining Zoom link https://zoom.us by //j//948-998-0673 or call 669-900-6833 or email meeting at vms or bmsinc.org to have your message read during the open forum. Michaela is not here, right? So Paul, do we have any member comments?
Quite a few. First speaker is Joan Milliman.
Number one, oh boy. Hi, I'm here representing the History Center today. And in case you don't know where the History Center is, it's right next door to the library, sort of in a corner. And it's well worth visiting. I'm inviting the directors in particular to come and find out things that you may not have known about our past. One of the first books I came in contact with was this Fulfilling Retirement Dreams. This is a book that goes through the first 25 years of Laguna Woods Village, only it wasn't called that at that time. It was Leisure World. And I think you'll find many interesting things in that. And it would be helpful as a director if you knew a few of them. I know that some of you attend the History Center and do the research all the time, but just in case, I invite you to come. Where did Laguna Woods, how did we become Laguna Woods Village instead of Leisure World? Was the governance like? What was the governance like originally? Did you know that we had 56 mutuals, every one of them with a separate board? There were 19 United and 37 Third. Well, we quickly changed from that because it's impossible to govern that way. So the history of how we progressed is pretty interesting, and you as board members ought to know these things. When were the towers added? So there are all kinds of interesting questions for you to explore, and I hope you will come and enjoy the History Center, get to know the people there. They can help you through all kinds of questions and ordeals that we go through as board members. So the History Center, I told you the location, they're open weekdays from 11 to 1 p.m. and by appointment. Their phone number is 949-206-0150. And in case you can't get to them physically, you can get to them online. This book is no longer in print, but it is available online. So one of the online numbers is info@lagunawoodshistory.org, or you can get lagunawoodshistory.org as the center. So I hope that you'll take advantage and go there. And join us for the various displays that they have. I can't encourage you to come more because it's really an interesting place. And once you're there, you may stay for hours, but hopefully not. Anyway, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
All right, our next speaker is Miss Carol Kelly.
I want to thank the board for this opportunity. I'm new to the community, and I had a whole packet I was going to give every board member, but I've been told I need to talk to the architectural committee first. But you did touch on pavers, and I don't know what the rules are for variances or mutual consent, but when the board meets and they decide these rules, I just want and hope that they think about improvement in the community. Will that improve the aesthetics of the community? Will that improve the neighborhoods of the community? There's a lot of areas that have entryways into their private courtyards that are broken up, the concrete's cracked because of trees. And I know a lot of trees have been removed, but when somebody needs to put new concrete in or pavers, that should be given an opportunity to those people. And I just hope when you meet, you'll consider that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay,
Anybody else?
next speaker is Mary Reiner.
Good morning. I'm speaking for myself and actually sort of for my neighbors as well. I live at 3316C San Amadeo, and I've lived here for almost 9 years, and I've been, up till recently, I've been very happy with everything. But the new landscaping project got a lot of us upset. In fact, one of my neighbors actually moved out of the community because of how that whole thing was handled. Because you didn't try and talk to any of us to find out what we really wanted in the new landscape project. It was just imposed upon us, and we were the first cul-de-sac that got it, so we didn't have any talk. There wasn't anybody we could talk to or get any experience. We were just sort of left on our own. And, excuse me, and I accepted it, but then when I started learning more about it, there were things that I really didn't like. And when we tried to talk to anybody, basically we were dismissed. Nobody came around and asked us, do you want tall plants, short plants, flowers, whatever. It was just whatever they decided we got. And unfortunately, in my instance, we didn't always get the right thing. For example, I share a corner with one of my neighbors, and we had a nice tall plant that shielded both of us. Well, they came and cut it down, and they put in a real low thing that wasn't going to go anywhere. And I pointed out to them, you know, you cut down something that was very important, and you replaced it with something that isn't going to work. Well, thank goodness they finally replaced it, and it's starting to grow. It still isn't where it used to be, but it's better than it was. But that's an example of the fact they were not considered of the neighbors and the people involved. And I guess I have my own particular problem. Looking at across the street, my neighbors, their plants are like this far apart, and they filled in, and it looks pretty nice. In my situation, the same plants were planted like this far apart. They haven't grown, nothing's happened, and I have big spaces of brown grass, of brown earth. And I'm sorry, I like flowers. I don't like brown earth. And I like, you know, plants. And they don't seem to want to respond or help. And I would appreciate it if somebody would do something to them to get them to, I'd like a few more flowers, a few more plants put in, and maybe even some of them that have flowers, because I had a beautiful hedge of white roses there before. And the thing that concerns me most is the fact that when things don't look nice from a landscaping point of view, it decreases the value of your property. And I think, and I know mine is not as nice as it used to be, and people tell me that. So I feel like I'm financially suffering because of what happened, and I would hope somebody would address it by either giving me more plants or and then possibly making some of them flowering plants. And thank you for your time.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, next speaker is Cheryl Finnick.
I'm on the board of the Sunday Ballroom board. And we meet every Sunday at Clubhouse 7. We had, what I'm going to speak of is about a two-parter. One is positive and just saying, raving about the staff at Clubhouse 7. Now, I realize what I'm going to say might be GRF. I missed them, and the event occurred that I'm going to talk about earlier. So unfortunately, you have to hear this. But Ms. Foster, you're the one I really want to talk to because you're the top staff person. You need to hear this. So there was an egregious event that occurred. So I come in and I prepare the room and everything, and I come in, and so I'm looking at the dance floor, and it's a ballroom dance club. That's our main thing, the physical aspect of it. So So envision, so I'm looking at the dance floor, and then I see that the tables are moved in, and there's protection around the edge. And when I go closer, I realize that the floor is level, and then all of a sudden there's a 4 or 5 inch curve. They had just worked on the board all week, on the floor all week. And so here's when the good stuff comes in. So Joe, who has been a worker here since the 80s, the guy is fabulous. He looks at the floor and he goes, oh my goodness, somebody's going to get really hurt at this. Because I didn't see it initially, and I almost fell, but I have good balance, so I saved myself. So he protected it, and he put the tables around so that we would not get hurt. And eventually I'm going to speak about Seth, how I can give him the highest accolades possible, because the guy really saved our bacon as well as yours, because if we got hurt, it would be lawsuits and just residents being hurt. So, but here's my point. So you have your magnificent staff of recreation, and then you've got the maintenance department. What on earth, who is vetting these contractors? They finished on Saturday. Was there anyone there to see if they accomplished what they were supposed to do? I know it was a weekend, and I know they work Monday through Friday, but still, what is the quality check? What is just making sure that the work that's get done? And this is not the first occasion. About 2 or 3 months earlier, they were buffing the floors, but the workers wear work boots, so they don't know whether the floor is shiny or not. We had 4 or 5, 6 pieces of areas that were like, envision a bowling lane, and the people were the pins, because it would be just like that sliding across the thing. No one checked it out. There was no quality issue involved. And then the third issue is a physical thing, which has to do with air conditioning. We have about 4 or 5 fans, but you go to Clubhouse 5 and you're blown out because of the air conditioning working. So what is going on? Why is there no assessment? Why is not someone watching? And it's not the workers, I don't think. I think that the executives of the Department of Maintenance have to be reviewed. Something is broken. And the result of it being broken is that we could have gotten hurt. If Joe didn't come in and say, oh my God, somebody's going to get hurt today, and not protect that area, we would have been. And it's of concern to me. Just because something happens on the weekend, it doesn't mean that it should not be checked out. By the way, so this happened on Sunday. Joe sent in a report. I came immediately to Recreation. Unbeknownst to me, Joe's report went to Ted, who's also magnificent, by the way. He's the manager of the club, clubhouse. They all went to see it. It was, I'm telling you folks, it was egregious what they did. For those people coming in to see it, it just should not happen. And again, I know it's probably GRF that needs to hear this. But Ms. Foster, you need to know that it's a problem.
Yeah.
So I will talk to Paul about what I can do to promote Joe to get truly to be recognized as really saving us from being injured.
Behind
Thank
the
you so
view
much.
is there is a president of the GRF board.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you.
Next speaker is Bill Walsh.
Oh, Bill.
Excuse me. Bill Walsh, 3162C. I want to talk to you as board members and as corporate members today. Ever since GRF approved the fiber optic program and $16 million worth of costs for that, every meeting I've attended, every committee meeting, every board member that meeting that I've watched on TV, cost avoidance is the major topic. Now, this board is very fortunate because 8 years ago, a board put in $2.2 million worth of solar that is now producing over $300,000 in cost avoidance, okay? I attended the meeting, the workshop that Gary Druist put on in July, and there were a lot of questions by a lot of smart people and a lot of accountants about how we're going to pay for that, what does it mean, what do we have to do to fund this if we're going to fund it, do we have the reserves? You can go on and on and on about the questions. And some pretty cogent questions from some of the accountants, even in this room. And 2 days ago, or maybe it was yesterday, I asked Gary, has any corporate member come to you to discuss the details of what it would do, what it would take to install solar on the GRF buildings. Sitting down with somebody from staff to find out what the reserves are in GRF, talking to the consultant who put the plan together, going and getting Edison to come and talk about what's going on with their requests for increased electric rates, sitting down and talking to a potential solar installer to see if, in fact, Gary's numbers or the ad hoc committee's numbers are accurate. The response from Gary was there were no corporate members that have come down to talk to him about this. And I was stunned. And so I'm sorry, because solar is the one thing that we can do cost avoidance in GRF. We can't control what the CPUC is going to give Edison for cost increases. We know on August 28th, it's going to be about a 13% rate, about $200 on average a year for each residential customer. 5% every year for the following 3-year increases. And if we don't do anything, it's not going to happen. We've been talking for 10 years trying to get GRF to do something for solar on the buildings. And again, people are talking about bypassing it because they're afraid that we've obligated ourselves for too much money with this fiber optic. I don't know what to tell you, but Edison is going to keep at this. Probably the next request for the general rate increase is going to come in 2027. And they are going to keep coming for money because they've got to fix their infrastructure. And I'm not even talking about the money they're going to have to spend or that we're going to be charged for burning down half of Altadena. So I think it's time to really take a hard look at solar on the GR buildings. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Next speaker is Linda Restivo.
Good morning. I have lived here in Laguna Woods for 13 years, and right in front of my house, I have one of those Chinese micro trees that drops big leaves, little berries when they're ripe, and hard berries when they're old. A couple weeks ago, coming in from the grocery store, I fell on those berries. We wash our sidewalks in the morning. I took a picture of them on my phone for you. At 2 hours later, we wash the sidewalk again because the berries are all over there. I realize this is a seasonal thing, and the berries have stopped now. But
Could you speak to Mike a little better? Yes.
But the roof of our houses, we have the lady in front of my house at 3165C, and I'm at 3165D, have both those trees in front of them. The pileup of leaves on the roof is unbelievable. I'm concerned for what happened at Altadena, that a spark in those leaves will set the whole unit on fire and cause a problem for Laguna Woods. I have called the acceleration number that's on the globe 3 times, left messages for someone to please give me a call so I could set an appointment to have someone with the board come out and look and talk to me about these issues, and I never received a phone call back. So that took place between the 7th of August up until the 15th. I have been working with the office since May to try to get somebody to do something about these roofs and these gutters. Weeds are growing out of our gutters. I take a rake up there and try to get the weeds out of my gutter. I'm doing everything I can. I just need some help. And every time I call someone, they say, this is not my problem. We tried to have that tree taken out, and it wasn't approved to have the tree removed. So I'm asking you, please, can we find a way to say yes instead of finding a way to say no? Please help me with this problem. Our whole unit needs to have the roofs blown. Thank you again. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, we have 2 more. Next in person is Gary Durst.
Good morning, directors. Gary Durst, 5319A, and also a GRF board member. I'm speaking today for myself and for our president, Allison Bach, regarding the upcoming corporate meeting on September 5th. We are asking you to confer with your other corporate board members and call off this meeting. The corporate members have three major powers over GRF. One is to appoint, one is to remove, and one is to approve or disapprove purchases over $500,000. You do not have the authority, per our lawyers, to order us to spend money or to order us to rescind resolutions. You have your three powers. There are three things up for a vote. One has to do with EV chargers. You've already voted on that. You turned it down. That is a dead issue. The second one was to have GRF rescind a resolution regarding putting solar on clubhouses. One, you don't have the authority to ask them or to demand that they rescind a resolution. And for FYI, at this point in time, we are not considering putting solar on clubhouses. We're looking at putting it on ground or possibly the warehouse up in the maintenance area. And the third item is the order to spend at least $4 million on Building E. And again, this is an issue that is beyond your purview. Thank you.
Okay, we have a email member comments. Let me just pull that up for a second. This is from Thomas and Rosalind Finkler of 3408 Alpha, to whom it may concern. We urge you vote for purchasing of solar panels for our community with financial incentives offered by the government grants. This opportunity will probably not even be available again. There is no doubt the cost of electricity will keep going up. We are vulnerable. Respectfully submitted, and that's it.
Okay, thank you. Any comments, our board? Yes.
I would like to follow up on two comments. First, for Ms. Fennick, the Clubhouse 7 air conditioning system is scheduled to be replaced. The board is going to be considering that next month. And then there was a moisture intrusion event at Clubhouse 7. We're looking into the details of how that occurred. That caused the floor to lift in places. And I will pass your thanks on to Joe Manfredi, who is the gentleman you referred to. And then, Ms. Restivo, we will have landscaping reach back out to you and see what can be done. Thank you.
Okay, any members who would like to make a comment about our residents? Yes, Jim.
Yeah, I just want to add to what Joan said. I'm biased about the History Center. One of the things I did when I first became a board member was to visit the History Center. And from there, I learned the foundation of why there's a Laguna Woods. It's not just homes, it's a community, and it was built with that intention. And so that History Center put it all in perspective for me when I became a board member, and hopefully helped me to make better decisions or make informed decisions as to the why, as opposed to the how and the what and just the money. So I just say that it is an exciting venture to visit that History Center, and not only just Laguna Woods or Leisure World, but also they go way back to 16,000 years as to what this land was at that time. So if you had a chance, visit that History Center.
Yes, Steve?
Yes, Mary, I'll reach out to you. We'll get together and you can walk me through what happened and we'll see what we can do.
Good, thank you. Anybody else?
I guess
Yes, please.
I'll make a comment in response to Gary Durst. Gary, appreciate your comments and certainly understand where you're coming from with regards to the projects and your opinion related to whether or not we have any rights to do what we're proposing to do. The $4 million I'll address first for the issue of Building E. We don't really care whether it's 4 million, 1 million, 500,000. That's not the issue. The issue is that GRF board at this point in time has nothing in its budget related to addressing the issue of Building E. And that's why that resolution was put forward, just to say to the GRF board, you need to address this issue in your budgeting, and you haven't done that. No, it's not a debate, it's not a conversation. I'm just giving you a position, okay? And as to regards to the solar issue, again, we are not opposed to solar. As Bill Walsh has indicated, Third Mutual put solar on Garden Villa buildings. So we are definitely not opposed to solar. What we have concerns about is the overall GRF budget. We have concerns that GRF is deferring maintenance on a large number of projects that we think need to be addressed. There's a big difference from our perspective about needs versus wants. And there are needs that we think need to be addressed first, like Building E, for example, and then there are wants like the solar. We are not opposed to solar. We just don't think that solar is right at this moment in time.
Very good, thank you. Yes,
I
Reza.
want to respond to Ms. Carrie Kelly on the pavers. We have set up a policy for allowing pavers to a certain degree, because if the paver is common areas, that's totally different issue. This board doesn't have a right to give the exclusive use of common area to the members, because that common area belongs to everybody. You need to have 67% of the vote to give that to somebody. But we allow pavers for landings, certain amount, 3 feet, 5 feet, 6 feet of the pavers that people can put on the common area as a landing. So there are policies that we put in place actually recently to deal with the pavers issue. But we cannot allow somebody go and do the whole backyard, for example, for 20 by 20 and put the pavers, because that's the common area. And this board doesn't have a right to give that out as exclusive use for anybody. That's the point with the pavers. For the certain, but you mentioned something about, concrete pathway and all of that. Those can be replaced, like for like. If there is a problem, that can be taken out and put a new one in. But that's not the pavers issue. The pavers is given the common area for the exclusive use by the members. I hope that's answered. If not, I can, give you more information, or you can look at our policies.
Yes, Peggy?
But I think, Reza, have we not looked at them using it on the driveways and on the walkways up to the house? And we've done favorably on that.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what I said. Those are things can be done.
Okay, anybody else? Yes, Mo?
For year 2026 budget has not completed yet. We are still in discussion. But third mutual, last version, we have the third version was about 5% increased right now, and we're trying to bring it down. We had a very hard time, but we are trying to do. But problem, we see that the GRF budget for third version is a 10% increased. So with that, and then we're still trying to approve, or GRF is still trying to spend more money. So they're saying, well, the money coming from reserve fund, but reserve fund somehow, GRF doesn't make money. We have to, all the residents have to bring the money in. So everybody have to put the money in from resident. So we are trying to contain it somehow, to reasonable level, but some group of people using a lot of money, not responding to the residents' demand or need and their situation. So that's, I see that there is some problem with the GRF's, very good intention, but I have some reservation.
Okay. Yes.
Steve, since you're chair of landscaping, in terms of Ms. Reiner's issues,
I'm going to get together.
you're going
Yeah.
to talk with her?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I think her cul-de-sac is a 333 or 335. I've been there many times. I think I recognize you too. So, yeah. So we'll get back to you. Thank you. Yeah. Anybody else? Donna, you don't want to say anything? Okay. We will follow up all these comments, resident comments, next month as well. So, thanks for all comments, and we'll go on to next business. If anybody else has anything, good. Siobhan, we don't have anything.
There's a CEO report.
The CEO report.
Yeah, I know that,
Oh, yes,
but
the other
yeah,
item
respond
that-
to that.
yeah.
You have not.
Not yet.
Okay, now let's go to 8 CEO report. Yes.
Thank you, Honorable President, members of the board. I'd like to share some key updates this morning, beginning with wildfire preparation flyers. As depicted on the screen before, we have a new flyer that's available with the latest wildfire safety tips. The important thing I wanted to note this morning is that they are now available in Chinese, English, Farsi, Korean, and Spanish. So we're trying to reach as many of our community members as possible with this key information. Each version is available on the village website under Services, Security Services, Important Documents. So we encourage you to take a look as we are in that season now. The new resident portal was launched on Monday, August 4th. This represents a key step in VMS's commitment to delivering high-quality, resident-focused digital services. It was shaped by resident input and tailored to support the distinct needs of our community. It features a new mobile-friendly design and offers faster, more secure, and user-friendly ways to manage household tasks and stay connected all in one place. You can submit and track maintenance requests with real-time status updates. Can you go to the next slide, please? Thanks. You can view your account balances and make secure online payments, verify vehicle registrations and emergency contact information, customize communication preferences, and use convenient links to external tools such as Performing Arts Center ticketing, golf tee times, guest registration, and facility reservations. And I do want to mention that our PC Club and Mac Club are offering free training to residents who may need help with the new resident portal.
Ah.
For resident and staff safety, the community center doors are now locked at 5 p.m. weekdays and all day on weekends. This is of particular importance to our table tennis and Elm room reservation patrons. On weekdays, the building is open Monday through Friday until 9 p.m. and on weekends, Saturday and Sunday from noon to 5 p.m. To enter after hours, please bring your resident ID card. You access the building using the south front doors only and tap or swipe your card on the black card reader unit. If the front desk is temporarily unattended, please wait briefly until a staff member returns to assist you. Also, a reminder that residents may join the VMS employee team. Whether you're looking for part or full-time employment, VMS has exciting positions open right here in the village. If you're ready to take the next step, visit the village website, the careers page, and click Join Our Team to explore all open positions at VMS. Among featured jobs include the Assistant Financial Services Director, Social Worker, Senior Accountant, and Customer Service Representatives. Fitness equipment upgrades are occurring in the Community Center and Clubhouse 1 fitness facilities. The Community Center fitness facility will be open at 11 a.m. instead of 7 a.m. tomorrow, August 20th, and Thursday, August 21st. The Clubhouse 1 fitness facility will be open during normal hours on both days to support early morning workouts. Trash enclosure signage is coming to the mutuals. The city and the mutuals are collaborating to install new signage identifying trash enclosures. The signage installation is funded by the City of Laguna Woods and will improve service efficiency by helping residents identify their trash enclosures, and our waste haulers will have good information so they can easily locate the enclosures. The community is upgrading from Code Red, the current emergency alert system, to a system called Everbridge Emergency Notification System. The benefits of this upgrade include multi-channel communication. We now can send messages simultaneously via SMS, text, email, voice calls, and social media to ensure a wider reach and consistent messaging. What this change means for residents, if you're already enrolled in Code Red through VMS, you don't need to do anything. Your contact information is automatically transferred to the new system. To verify or update information, you can visit the new resident portal and check on your current information, or to enroll or customize your alert preferences, again, please visit the resident portal. And in terms of the fiber project, we are encouraging residents to get ready for Ting installations. Ting Internet will be reaching out to residents regarding the first round of installations scheduled for fall 2025. To ensure you receive all important updates, confirm your current email, address, telephone number with resident services, or again, use the new resident portal. And we ask residents to expect alerts from Ting to come via email from an address named Laguna Woods Village at ting.com, and calls or text messages will come from a 714 area code. And we're also introducing the new Ting ambassadors. The ambassadors are resident peers who can answer questions about the project, share updates, and provide feedback directly with the Ting team. These resident volunteers include John Cornell, Cheryl Fennick, Dennis Kelly, Gary Russell, David Weingartner, and Sydney Whitney. Please stay tuned for upcoming events to meet the ambassadors and learn more about the project. And that concludes my update this morning. Thank you.
Members, any questions? Yes.
Yeah, on the benefits of Everbridge,
Yes, sir.
you said multi-channel communications.
Yes.
Is it going to come via all those every time something goes out?
It depends on the severity of the incident. If it's a true emergency, we're going to use everything. If it's something that is targeted to a specific neighborhood, say it's like a power outage or something, we may not use all the channels.
Okay, anybody else? Yes, Ruth?
I just have a comment on the employment. In wandering around, a lot of people have told me that they've applied for positions, and the comment is, I guess you have to know somebody to get a job. And to me, they're young and they're vital. Not only are they not getting a job, they're not getting any response at all. So they submit the applications and they go to Never Never Land.
I'm not sure that that is true, Ruth, but if you can give me specific examples, I'll be happy to follow up on those for you. And all applicants must meet minimum qualifications, whether
Right,
resident or
I
non-resident.
agree with that.
Okay.
But if, at the very least, I think they deserve some kind of a response.
Absolutely, and again, if you have a specific example, I'd like to follow up, please. Thank you.
Okay, anybody else? Any members? No? Okay, thank you, Yvonne, Siobhan. Okay, next item is 9, which is consent calendar, but item D2 has been pulled out of the consent calendar. Okay, so should we make a motion to accept the consent calendar first and then go to discussion, or discuss?
No, when you pull it out of the consent calendar.
Yes.
It goes into another location on the agenda.
Where to go?
Yeah, it's under new business now.
A new business?
It should be
Okay.
11F.
Okay, so it's going to be EF. Okay.
I'll move to approve the consent calendar.
Second.
Okay, Robert move, and then Steve second. Any discussion regarding consent calendar? No? If I don't hear any, then I will consider that is approved by consent. Okay? Thank you. Number 10, unfinished business. Entertain a motion to approve the revision to Standard 21 patio slopes, walkways, pavers. your issue. It's been satisfied, 28 days notification. So Steve, would you please read the
Okay.
resolution?
Resolution 03-25-XX. Revised Standard 21, patio slabs, walkways, pavers, and driveways. Whereas the Third Laguna Hills Mutual recognizes the need to amend standards and create new standards as necessary, and whereas the Mutual recognizes the need to revise Standard 21, that is patio, slabs, walkways, pavers, and drivers, now therefore be resolved August 19th, 2025, that the Board of Directors of this corporation hereby adopts revisions and amendments to Standard 21, patios, slabs, walkways, pavers, and driveways, as attached to the official meeting minutes, and resolve further that Resolution 03-25-86, adopted May 20th, 2025, is hereby superseded and canceled, and resolve further that the officers and agents of this corporation are hereby authorized on behalf of the corporation to carry out this resolution as written. And like was mentioned, the time has been satisfied.
Okay. Any motion to approve?
Make a motion to approve.
Okay. Reza first move, and then Ruth second. Any discussion regarding this new resolution for the pavers? No? Okay, if there's no discussion, then we'll go into the voting. Oh, got it. Okay, we all voted? No, one more, I think. Yeah, we got it. Oh, okay, we got it. Good. 11-0, so motion passed. So you can. Yes.
Mr. President,
Yes.
is the president a voter, or are they just supposed to break a tie? And I don't know the answer to that question.
I believe when it's a tie, then I am supposed to break the tie.
Correct.
Yes.
If your voting is 65, president vote 6-5 wins. So if it's 5-5 and president didn't vote, he has to vote.
Right, but on normal situations?
It's 5-6 and he's one of the vote.
Okay, that's not the point.
Okay.
That's not the point at all. The point is, I think that the chairman of the board, the president of the board, is responsible for voting only when there is a tie. Am I correct? Does anybody know legally? Do we have anybody over there, Siobhan?
Oh, I see. That's a new.
Let me just pull up the bylaws and I'll get back.
Thank you.
Okay, good.
And that isn't anything against you, Riz. I'm just.
No, that's okay. That's
Park. This is
Park. President, well, I don't, President was the everybody.
Thank you. Yeah, okay.
In the committee level also, the chair of a committee, I think I've been here about 3 years and they're all both.
Well, that doesn't
I've
mean
never
it's
seen
right.
that they are breaking any tie, but if it's a tie, they have to go through that. But
I
other
would like
than
to,
that,
I would like to
think they
refer to
just
the
voted.
bylaws.
Joan, would you please comment that about, please? Yes, this is a good question. She's. Yeah.
Oh, Joan. Oh, good.
Peggy, it is a good question. I
You're
like
not
that.
going to
Thank
charge
you.
us, Joan, are you?
It's $50 a minute. Okay, the president votes to break a tie. It doesn't matter which way he votes or she votes, but they break the tie. So it may not have been the way you wanted it to be, but that person, the president, can break the tie. And when there's a vote by ballot, they always can vote.
When there's a vote by
When
what?
there's a vote by ballot, written vote by ballot,
Okay.
then they can always vote because they aren't they're anonymous at that point. Okay?
Okay, so they can vote all the time, like,
No, usually the president votes when there's a tie.
okay.
I see it.
But when you have a written ballot, they can vote.
Okay, I
Okay.
understand.
Okay.
Thank you.
One last question. You
Okay.
said usually. Does that mean that the chair of a committee or a board cannot vote on a voice vote?
That's the same question, yeah.
Usually it's with the tie, they vote.
I understand. There's the usual, and then there's, I'll call it,
If they want to sway it,
okay.
okay.
Because it leaves it open.
I see the point.
What you,
It is open.
yeah,
I see the
yeah,
point.
that's what I'm
Okay.
saying. I mean, does Robert's rules or whatever
It's so that you
standard
keep us all
say
in
you
control.
cannot vote
Yeah, okay.
in a voice vote? Or it just says suggestion that the chair does not vote in order to sway the,
Usually the chair doesn't vote in order to remain neutral.
okay.
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 Right.
So
It's
that
to the board's
everybody gets a
benefit,
chance
yes.
to say what
So,
they want.
I got your point, Joan, and I got your point, Peggy. Thank you, and thank you.
I hope that was
And-
helpful.
Okay, it's a new learn, I think. Okay, good, thank you. Wow. Today's another lesson, oh gosh.
Every day is.
Yes, okay, good. Now, we passed number 9, except the D2. Oh, no, excuse me, number 10A, we passed the resolution. Okay, number 11. Can we go number 11? Okay. Number 1, A, entertain motion to approve amendment to member disciplinary process. It's for 28-day notification. Steve, would you
Okay.
please?
Resolution 03-25-XX, Member Disciplinary Process. Whereas the Board of Directors of the Third Laguna Hills Mutual has an equal interest and duty under the law to ensure that the management of the community's affairs is carried out in adherence with the provisions of the Davis-Sterling Act. And whereas the Board of Directors updated the member disciplinary process to align with Civil Code Section 5850 as amended by Assembly Bill 130. Now therefore be it resolved, September 16th, 2025, the Board of Directors of this corporation hereby approves the updated member disciplinary process as attached to the official minutes of this meeting. And resolve further, the resolution 03-04-12 adopted July 20th, 2004 is hereby superseded and canceled. And resolve further that the officers and agents of this corporation are hereby authorized on behalf of this corporation to carry out the purpose of this resolution. And it is on 28-day notification.
So moved.
Okay. Robert moved and Peggy second.
I'd like to address this.
Yes, now discussion.
For the benefit of our members and those watching, we have this resolution and the following 3 resolutions that all are a response to AB 130. For those of you not familiar with AB 130, that was a Sacramento law that came down and was implemented July 1st. And what it did was it stipulated that monetary penalties could only be now a maximum of $100 for any violation, unless we could demonstrate that it was a health and/or a safety violation. So it became necessary for us as a board to modify our penalties, modify our what's a health and safety violation, and also modify our, which is the 4th one, rules for board meetings. All right? So that's what all 4, A, B, C, and D on this agenda all address. They're just a response that we have no choice but to make as it relates to AB 130.
Thank you. Who was the chairman of AC policy, Third Laguna Hills policy chairman. So, any further discussion about this? Yes.
I would just ask the staff to do a financial impact of this for 2026.
It won't have a financial impact in the way that you might be thinking, because all the new penalties and everything will go into effect for 2026, and all the health and safety violations give us a lot of flexibility. For instance, traffic violations will stay the way they are, because that's certainly a safety issue. I mean, lots of them fall under health and safety violations.
Okay. All right. I'll accept that answer. I'll withdraw my request.
Yeah, I believe it's a little bit difficult cumbersome to come up with the financial implication of this resolution, I think.
Listen to the next one we're going to do, and it'll clarify some of that.
Right. So let's go to the next one after this one. Okay, so if we don't have any further discussion, then we got to vote, I think, right?
No.
This time, I'm not going to vote.
It's on 28-day notice.
Yeah, it's on 28-day notice.
Okay, thank you.
They're early 28 days.
What?
They're just early 28 days.
Early 28 days.
The next one, B?
No,
Oh, they're waiting.
We don't actually vote on that one.
Yeah, we don't
You can't
vote on,
vote
we
before
don't
you
really
talk.
vote on this.
Came up and asked for us to vote, so we all responded.
While he's talking.
And Robert, you voted.
Well, I see it now, but I'm just,
We need one more.
You're going to hold it for 28 days?
Yes.
Paul,
Okay.
Paul,
It's still
Yeah,
eight.
you're just voting for this to go on 28 days.
Paul, my screen isn't showing anything for voting.
Oh, his isn't.
I'll go check
Oh.
afterwards.
So
Great.
I vote yes.
Yes, okay.
Okay, good. Thank you. Now it's 10-0. It's passed. So it will be going on 20 notice, and next month it will approve the resolution. Okay, next item is health and safety violation resolution. That is item B. Steve, could you read it?
Right, and this is going on 28-day notification as well. Resolution 03-25-XX, Health and Safety Violations, Written Findings. Whereas pursuant to Civil Code Section 5850 Sub C, fines levied after July 1st, 2025 may not exceed $100 per violation unless in the Third Mutual Hills Mutual Board of Directors, sole and responsible discretion, the violation may result in an adverse health or safety impact on the common area or another member's property. And whereas the board must make written findings in an open meeting that certain violations create an adverse health or safety impact on third property or another member's property, to levy fines greater than $100 per violation. And whereas Third's current schedule of monetary penalties contains fines that exceed $100 for certain violations. Many violations involve adverse health and safety impacts to third property or another member's property. Now therefore be it resolved September 16th, 2025, that the Board of Directors hereby finds the following. A health or safety violation refers to any condition, action, or omission by a member, resident, or their guest that the third board, in its reasonable discretion, determines creates a significant risk to the physical well-being, safety, or health or of individuals or the integrity of third property. The third board finds the following violation types are considered health or safety violations. And they're all different bullet points. First one, potential for harm. Conditions or actions that could reasonably result in physical injury, illness, or property damage. Next, impact on community welfare. That is, issues that compromise or could compromise the safety or viability of those within third. Next, compliance with codes and standards, that being violations of local, state, or federal health and safety regulations building codes, or fire codes as identified by relevant authorities or professional assessments. Next, community standards, that is, conditions that deviate from the third's governing documents and create health or safety concerns. Resolve further, the board finds, based on the above criteria established to determine health and safety violations, that the following violations within third's current schedule of monetary penalties are considered health or safety violations. Number one, any egregious or criminal offenses. Number two, any alteration violations that are considered health or safety violations based on the above criteria. Three, any clutter restrictions, violations that are considered health or safety violations based on the above criteria. Four, any landscape restrictions, violations that are considered health or safety violations based on the above criteria. Five, any maintenance violations that are considered health or safety violations based on the above criteria, which specifically include, but are not limited to, failure to correct fire, safety, health hazards, or other dangerous conditions. Six, any nuisance/harassment restrictions, violations that are considered health or safety violations based on the above criteria. Number seven, any illegal activities or violations of the portable storage container policy that are considered health or safety violations based on the above criteria. Number eight, any occupancy restrictions, violations that are considered health or safety violations based on the above criteria. Number nine, any pet restrictions, violations that are considered health or safety violations based on the above criteria. And number 10, all traffic rules and regulations, violations that are considered health or safety violations based on the above criteria. Resolved further, the third board incorporates by reference the schedule of monetary policies into these written findings and open board meeting minutes. And resolved further, the third board reserves the right to amend these written findings of health and safety violations at any time, and also reserves the right to make specific written findings about any violations of the governing documents that occur and their impact on health or safety. And resolve further, any fines or penalties levied before July 1st, 2025 are not subject to the requirements of AB 130 and its amendments to Civil Code sections 5850 and 5855. These findings, therefore, do not apply retroactively, and all fines or penalties levied before July 1st, 2025 are unaffected. And resolve further that the officers and agents of this corporation are hereby authorized on behalf of the corporation to carry out the purpose of this resolution. This is on 28-day notification.
Thank you.
I so move.
Is a Peggy moved and Robert second. Okay, any discussion, or Pasilda will present?
Hi, I actually am requesting an addition to the resolution on page 6 of 8. On the second, resolve further. After further review of this change to AB 130, we would need to include schedule of traffic monetary penalties. So it would read, resolve further, the third board incorporates by reference the schedule of monetary penalties and schedule of traffic monetary penalties into these written findings in open board meetings. Because the traffic monetary penalties and the ones that are used by the Executive Hearings Committee, they're two separate documents, and so we would just like the resolution to refer to both documents.
Okay, so we'll have an amendment?
Hold on. What we got to do with the traffic violation? TERT doesn't do any penalties for traffic.
Yes, you do, because GRF, United, and Third are all in the same traffic committee, so each mutual has their own traffic rules and regulations and their own traffic monetary penalty schedule.
Also, item 10 on
Wait a
here
minute.
refers
So
to
the
that.
speeding in United and Third and the GRF have different penalties?
No, they're all the
No,
same.
they're all the same.
But you each have your individual documents that allows you your individual powers, but
Okay,
still.
I
to
thought
work-
it was all
Oh,
encompassed one.
sorry.
It's separate.
It's separate.
That's-
Okay, good. I have a question while you're there. Just,
Also move with the amendment.
yeah. Okay, so before we move, we should wait until you, but anyway, Robert moved with the amendment, and who's second? Yeah, Ruth the second. You got it, Paul? Good. While you're there, why September 16, 2025?
Because you're going to 28 day.
Yes.
Oh, okay, that's the reason why?
Yes.
Okay,
That's a good reason.
okay, good. And also, I just want to make sure, smoking, reckless driving, and marijuana smoking is also included in that. Am I correct?
It's a part of the definitions
Right, of
provided,
the-
but it is up to
yeah,
the
I just wanna
executive
make
hearings
sure.
committee if they
Yeah.
want, yeah.
Right. So I just thinking about those items while I was reading all this. Okay, good, thank
So we're
you.
voting on the amendment?
You're voting on the amendment first, yes.
We got to vote for the amendment?
Yes, and then on the motion.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's move for the amendment.
There we go.
Okay, good, thank you. The motion passed, just for the amendment.
No, now you're
No,
back to the
that's
basic.
Now,
now.
basic.
Motion.
Original motion.
Now.
Now
Yeah,
then.
now, yeah. So the
We already have
motion,
the motion on the floor.
motion was made by Robert.
No, Peggy.
Was Peggy? Okay, Peggy made it,
I
and
second.
then you second. I reversed, okay, anyway. So, any discussion about the original motion?
No, but that's done. That's the amendment.
Okay, it's already start voting.
Yeah.
They're ahead of me, I'm sorry. One more, okay, it's passed. Now it will go on 28-day notice. Item C, next item is for monetary penalties. Steve, would you
Okay.
please?
Resolution 03-25-XX, Schedule of Monetary Penalties. Whereas the schedule of monetary penalties is required per civil code to identify violations and potential penalties which may be imposed upon a member following a disciplinary hearing by the Board of Directors for violations of the governing documents and rules and regulations by a member, co-occupant, guest, or lessee. And whereas the Board of Directors update the schedule of monetary penalties to align with charges or changes to Civil Code Section 5850 as amended by Assembly Bill 130, limits fines imposed to $100 per violation unless the violation meets the criteria for health and safety violation. Now therefore be it resolved September 16th, 2025, that the Board of Directors of this corporation hereby approves the amended schedule of monetary penalties as attached to the official meeting minutes, and resolve further that Resolution 03-25-121, adopted July 15th, 2025, is hereby superseded and canceled. And resolve further that the officers and agents of this corporation are hereby authorized on behalf of the corporation to carry out the purpose of this resolution. This is also on 28-day postponement.
Okay. Robert moved, the second done by Peggy. Any questions regarding this resolution? Okay, if not, I do have it. Page 22, it's just minor, I think, but Board of Directors, B and D, supposed to be capital letter or not?
He's talking about the first line, addition to or instead of the monetary penalty, the Board of Directors. He wants to know if Board of Directors should be capitalized.
Is it, or don't have to?
No, not necessary.
Not necessarily? Okay. And another question I have here somewhere in the document. Huh?
From the professor.
Oh, okay, Professor, yeah, right.
Absent, of course.
Yeah, Professor. Okay. unapproved occupancy.
Where are you? Hold on.
Page, actually, I see 622, but there's a clause there on occupancy. I did not.
Page 6 of 22, go ahead.
Yeah, okay. I guess the document is 18 of 22.
18 of 22.
Yeah,
Just a second.
18 of 22.
All right. Where are you?
The word, second box, in the middle sentence, unapproved occupancy versus qualifying residents not in unit. What is difference between those two?
What page are you on?
So he's on page 18.
18
and
of 22.
if you go to the gray line that says occupancy restriction, so we've listed examples of what an occupancy restriction is.
Yeah.
Unapproved occupancy is just someone, it's essentially a guest that's overstayed their 60 days in the unit, and then qualifying resident not in unit. So some units are owner occupied with an occupant in there. Per your governing documents, the occupant can only be in the unit when the qualifying member is in there. So the person that is 55 and over.
Okay, so are we clear? Okay, good, thank you. Yeah, that's all I had a question. Are you clear?
Okay. Any other questions?
Okay, so any question? No? Let's vote. One more. Oh, Jim, thank you. Okay. Yeah, so it's a 10-0, so it's approved. Now, last one, rules for a board meeting. Steve, would you please?
Okay, Resolution 03-25-XX, Rules for Board Meetings. Whereas the Board of Directors of the Third Laguna Hills Mutual has an equal interest and duty under law to ensure that the management of the community's affairs is carried out professionally and in adherence with the provisions of the Davis-Sterling Act. And whereas the Board of Directors updated the rules for board meetings to align Civil Code Section 5850 as amended by Assembly Bill 130. Now therefore be it resolved September 16th, 2025, that the Board of Directors of this corporation hereby approves revised rules for the board meetings as attached to the official minutes of this meeting. And resolve further that Resolution 03-25-88 adopted May 20th, 2025 is hereby superseded and canceled. And resolve further that the officers and agents of this corporation are hereby authorized on behalf of the corporation to carry out the purpose of this resolution. This is also on 28-day notification.
Okay, Peggy moved, and second is done by Robert. Any discussion or concern about this? Just only 14 days will replace the 15-day notification. That's all that is for this rule. So, if there's none, then we'll vote. Okay, one more. Is it Jim? No.
Writing on Peggy.
Peggy?
Can we take a break for a couple of minutes?
We're still waiting on Peggy to vote.
So, we're waiting for Peggy.
Peggy to vote.
Oh, okay, done. Now, okay.
No, there is, what about the F that we do,
Well, we've got
D2
two
that we
more to
brought
go.
over?
We have two more to go.
Okay.
We can let her, if she wants to
Let's
take her,
have
if
a
she wants-
5-minute break.
Well, we can let her go take a break if she needs to go
Well,
right
that's
now.
her item is coming.
No. I
Okay.
gotta read the common area use.
Yeah.
Okay, so, okay.
So go ahead.
Peggy, you go ahead.
You go ahead, take your
Thank
break.
you, everybody.
Okay, good.
I wasn't trying to bring attention to you. But
We understand
Okay.
the urgency.
Okay.
It's a physical call, so.
We're on a 5-minute break, right?
No, we're not. We're not.
Common area.
We're not in the,
It's okay.
we're not on a break.
He's not going on a break.
He's not
Okay,
going on break.
okay, good, thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Item E, entertain motion to approve amendment to rules for board meetings. No, excuse me. E, entertain motion to approve resolution to the common area use policy to allow staff to review and approve like for equivalent alteration on previously approved grandfathered common area. This is for 28-day notice.
Director
notification.
Muchnick is going to read
Yeah,
this.
Director Muchnick is going to read it.
Common area use policy. Whereas the Third Laguna Hills Mutual is a corporate homeowners association that was formed in 1970. By 1984, had acquired the assets and liabilities by vote of each of the 59 individual mutuals within the larger leisure world, now Laguna Woods Village. Common interest development with full authority to manage, operate, and maintain them. By 1988, each of the 59 mutuals had agreed by vote of each mutual's membership to adopt identical amended CC&Rs, and whereas the decisions of the mutual's board of directors and any committees, task forces, etc., appointed by the board are governed or regulated by the mutual's governing documents, the City of Laguna Woods and Orange County codes, and California and federal laws and regulations. And whereas the mutual's board recognizes that both new and existing manor owners may desire to upgrade or alter their manors or elements thereof in style, structure, or function, the current mutual board, prior mutual boards, and the boards of the predecessor original condominium project mutual homeowners associations have, from time to time, adopted policies and procedures to approve such manor alteration applications in limited circumstances. And whereas the mutual's current governing documents require that all such manor alteration applications be approved either by the Architectural Control Committee, which may either be the board itself or a separate committee of members appointed by the board, or by the mutual's manager, Village Management Services, Inc., where VMS Services, Inc. is so authorized. And whereas pursuant to Article 10 of the mutual's declaration of revised and amended covenants, conditions, and restrictions, or better known as the CC&Rs, and Article 7 of the mutual bylaws, the board by resolution 3-16-128 dated December 20th, 2016, has formed an Architectural Control and Standards Committee to perform the functions described therein. And whereas pursuant to Article 4, Section 2, Clause C, Article 4, Section 5, and Article 10, Section 1, Clause C of the CC&Rs, the board has delegated with continuing oversight by the committee authority to its manager and staff to receive, evaluate, and make recommendations to the committee and the board to approve or deny manor alteration applications. And whereas the current board, as well as prior mutual boards, have noted that over the years that some manor owners have made alterations to their manors or to the immediately contiguous areas, both with and without board authorization, which may have affected relatively small sections of the mutual's common area. Typically, those alterations have involved enclosing patios that are exclusive use common area, and occasionally have also involved extending the enclosure onto general common area, or alterations have affected the landscape and hardscape contiguous to a manor. And whereas in some cases these alterations may not have met the mutual's then current architectural alteration standards, notwithstanding the fact that the alterations may have enhanced the value of the manor and possibly the community as well. And whereas the board recognizes that to identify each prior alteration and determine whether or not it is non-conforming and or unauthorized would be expensive, time-consuming, and disruptive to the community and its residents. This board has concluded that such an undertaking would not be in the best interest of the owners or of undivided interest in the mutual's general common area. And whereas the committee and the board have reviewed and reconsidered the mutual's current policies and procedures regarding manor alteration applications to ensure proper procedures are in place in the mutual on a going forward basis with regard to alterations by members. And whereas, among other things, the common area use policy set forth very limited circumstances where the mutual's board, committee, or staff would approve a proposed alteration of, addition to, or improvement of any manor that would be located upon or over a portion of the common area. And whereas, due to the administrative, financial, and legal burdens involved, the board and the committee have determined that it is not in the association's best interests to approve any manor alteration applications that do not satisfy the very limited circumstances defined from time to time by the committee and approved by the board. Now, therefore be it resolved, August 19th, 2025, that the Board of Directors of this corporation hereby adopts revisions and amendments to the common area use policy as attached to the official meeting minutes. And now, therefore be it resolved, October 16th, 2018, that the board prepared a decision tree, neighbor awareness notice of hearing form, and covenant to run with the land form, and the board hereby adopts the policy outlined in this resolution to govern the board's, the committee, and the staff's decision process when manor owners apply to the mutual for authorization to make or construct an alteration to or within the manor's separate interest, to, upon, or within the exclusive use common area, and be it resolved further, no proposed alteration located upon or over a portion of the common area will be approved by the board, the committee, or staff for any reason except as set forth pursuant to the policy or otherwise required by law. And be it resolved further that in limited circumstances, as set forth in the policy, staff may, but is not obligated to approve manor alteration applications that meet pre-established third architectural alteration standards and other board and committee approved policies and procedures, and that do not raise an objection by the owner of a neighboring manor, which is defined as manors within 150 feet of the proposed manor alteration application. Any manor alteration application that cannot or will not be approved by staff for any reason will be treated as a unique variance request to be investigated by staff and considered by the committee for approval or denial with potential appeal of the committee's decision to the board, all in accordance with the mutual's governing documents. And be it resolved further that if the proposed alteration is to be located entirely within or upon an exclusive use common area already associated with the manor, staff, as authorized, the committee or the board may, but is not obligated to, approve the manor alteration application, provided the alteration is in compliance with the mutual's architectural review procedures, subject to the discretion granted to the staff, the committee, or the board as may be applicable, whether the alteration would be located within a manor's separate interest to, within, or upon exclusive use common area. And be it resolved further that if the staff, as authorized, the committee or the board decides to approve a manor owner's application to make or construct an alteration to, within, or upon an exclusive use common area associated with that manor owner must, as a condition to receiving final approval for the manor alteration application, execute a recordable covenant to run with the land. Such covenant shall provide, among other things, that the manor owner agrees that the area altered in any dimension or manner shall remain exclusive use common area, licensed for the exclusive use of the manor owner, but shall not become a part of the manor's separate interest. The covenant will also require that the manor owner shall assume the responsibility for ensuring, maintaining, repairing, replacing, and restoring the area containing the alteration, and shall agree to indemnify and hold harmless the mutual for any and all claims pertaining to the alteration. And be it resolved further that the board, within the limits of its current authority, hereby grandfathers any existing alteration to any manors located within the original condominium projects or to the area immediately adjacent to that manor, which have been previously approved by this board, a prior board of directors of the mutual, a board of directors, or the architectural committee of a predecessor, original condominium project mutual homeowner association, or the staff of a prior management agent, if that staff was so authorized prior to July 20th, 2017, even though the alteration may encroach upon some portion of the general common area, provided that 1, there is no threat to safety of persons or property, 2, the alteration met the mutual's construction and architectural standards in effect at the time of the alteration, and 3, there is no direct or order of a court requiring the board to take contrary action. And be it resolved further that grandfathering any such encroachment does not, and will not constitute a transfer of general common area into any manor's exclusive use common area or separate interest, or the conversion of exclusive use common area into a manor's separate interest. Such grandfathering does not remove the obligation of a member/owner of a non-compliant alteration to correct or remove an alteration to the manor that 1, was not permitted by the mutual or any predecessor mutual, or 2, was not constructed according to the terms or conditions of that permit. Grandfathering merely means that such non-permitted or non-conforming alterations will not be actively pursued by the mutual unless the mutual determines that an alteration poses a potential danger to persons or property, or a court of competent jurisdiction determines that the alteration was not properly permitted. And be it resolved further that no further alteration may be approved or constructed on any previously approved or grandfathered alteration that encroaches upon common area other than like for like, that augments, enlarges, or changes the construction, purpose, or the use of the previously approved or grandfathered alteration. And be it resolved further that the determination of whether a proposed alteration is like for like or like for equivalent shall be made by staff in consultation with the committee as needed and subject to appeal to the board, whose decision shall be final and made in the board's sole and absolute discretion. And be it resolved further that the board may subject to the limitations provided in this resolution, the governing documents, and the applicable law, demand that any alteration not consistent with the mutual's third architectural alteration standards and other mutual and VMSI policies and procedures published at the time of construction of said alteration be removed at the manor owner's expense if the alteration is not either altered or reconstructed to be in conformity with such third architectural alteration standards, state and local building codes, and other mutual and VMSI policies and procedures. And be it resolved further that the board may demand the removal of any alteration that was constructed without prior written approval of staff, the committee, or the board. And be it resolved further that in accordance with the mutual CC&Rs, the existence in the mutual of a prior alteration comparable to an alteration being sought by a manor owner shall have no precedential value and shall not obligate in any way staff, the committee, or the board to approve any subsequent manor alteration application. And be it resolved further that the mutual board resolution 03-18-146 is hereby superseded and canceled. And be it resolved further that the staff is charged with the responsibility of receiving, evaluating, approving, or making recommendations for approval of manor alteration applications. and overseeing construction of additions, modification, improvements, and such other alterations to the manors within the mutual are hereby authorized to take all appropriate action consistent with this resolution and to carry out the purpose and intent of this resolution and ensure compliance with its terms. And resolve further that the corporation, that the officers and the agents of this corporation are hereby authorized on behalf of this corporation to carry out this resolution as written.
Thank you, Robert, Professor. Okay, this is a 28-day notice, and any motion?
I'll move.
Robert move, and Moon second. Any discussion of this resolution?
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
This is very complicated. You see that Robert had a long time to read. And my concern is we have to let the resident know what this is. And Alan, you have any plan how we're gonna let the resident know, or whoever apply for the alteration, and they have to know all this before? How are we gonna let them know?
Well, they would be, good morning, by the way, and it was an excellent job. I was impressed with your reading skills there. To answer your question, they would be informed at the time they make the request for a grandfather alteration. That if and when it's approved, the conditions of that approval will be made known to them.
Yeah. Are we gonna make a point, and maybe 1 page or 2 pages, 3, 4, 5 pages? We have to let them know what they can do, what they cannot do, and so.
Yeah, the essence of the revision simply boils down to if a manor or a member wants to make an upgrade to a previously grandfathered alteration, and that upgrade conforms to the existing standards and size requirements of what was previously approved, then it will be approved.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yes, Peggy.
You were so specific in how you answered that. It concerns me if someone wanted a window an inch or two larger, or a foot larger. Does that mean they have to come back for a variance for the entire project?
If somebody, I'm sorry, I missed the first part of your question. If somebody wanted a
If
window?
somebody had an alteration that was grandfathered in, and they chose to change the window size of a particular window, or make that window a door, and they came back to get a variance to do that,
Well,
does the restriction in this prevent them from doing it? Would they have to get a variance for the entire project again?
If the submittal is anything but was previously approved,
I have a problem with that. I'm sorry. I'll stand back.
Okay. Yes.
One thing that is missing here, and I don't know if it's important or not, but I have to put it on the table. When your grandfather, and especially if the common area was involved, and now you're doing some remodeling, if the members have objections, the immediate neighbors and all of that, where that falls, because usually the members have the right to object and request not to be approved. Is that part of this resolution? Is the immediate members and neighbors have any rights, which they do, especially when the common area is involved? What happens?
again, what is before the board this morning is simply if a member has an alteration. Let me use as an example a patio cover. And that patio cover was previously approved and was grandfathered in. And that patio cover needs to be taken down for building maintenance repair. What we're discussing here this morning simply says the member or manner alterations can approve a like or equivalent replacement patio
That's not my
cover.
question. My question is when the common area is involved. Because in there, we talked about grandfathered in the past, that common area was part of that alteration, and it was grandfathered in. Now they're going to do remodeling. Are the members and neighbors can object to that, which I think they should, and they have a right because it's common area.
Yeah.
Again, this, what's before you this morning is not addressing changes or alterations. Any changes to or alterations to what was previously approved or grandfathered then would require a variance.
I didn't get my answer. I don't know. I don't know if the members have, if they object, we should we refuse? Because it's a common area, although it was grandfathered in, now they do remodeling, and the next door neighbor on this side and that side object to that and say, and they have a right. And I don't know what happens.
Ellen, what about the page 14 of 18, the last be it resolved further, and then says defined as matter within 115 feet. Is that the one that answer his question?
The comments.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yes.
I guess, Reza, let me ask this question. Somebody had a patio.
Okay.
And they were previously grandfathered in that patio was extended, they put a wall around it, right? And now, using Alan's example, they took down the covering because of maintenance or what have you. Now they're requesting to put the covering back up. You're suggesting that the neighbors have a right to complain or to put a stop to...
I'm questioning. I'm not saying.
I would say no, that has been previously grandfathered in. That common area is they have the right.
Now they're exclusive use common area? The board doesn't have a right to do that.
Again, before 2017,
They did.
the board accepted grandfathered alterations.
Yes.
So,
Yes, they did.
and future approvals only depend on adhering to the guidelines that were established. If an alteration changes or they make additions to an alteration, then that would need to go through the variance
But at the
process.
same time, the board can revoke that, even if it's grandfathered in, because it's common area. I don't know if the members can force that through the board.
Yes, Steve.
Yeah, we decided earlier, or last week, that subject was already taken care of. If they do like for like, and it was grandfathered in, that was acceptable. That's just the way it went. And we voted on that.
But the board did. They didn't have a 67, vote to grant that, to give it
It was
out.
given
The board
back
can
then.
take it back, and if the members
No,
object.
No,
Anything prior to 2017, the board cannot take back.
right.
Why not?
I think
Yeah.
18?
What is the magic number?
The magic number is when they instituted grandfathered everything in from before that.
Yes.
But, the board still have a right to get the common area back. Because
No,
they're
it
not
doesn't.
granted forever.
No.
Can't do that. They don't. It's done.
Not in those
So
instances.
just a clarification.
Okay.
Peg.
I have another comment, and it's to Peggy. And Robert, I think, is going to explain this to you more. We had a person that came in, had a big project to renovate. Came in with certain outside windows of certain specification. Okay, did not adhere to that, but much bigger windows.
I'm familiar with it.
Okay, and we said, no, for that, you have to stay the same or come back for an alteration. That doesn't necessarily mean the entire project. It means you didn't comply with this.
That's what I'm
Now,
asking.
but just a minute. One of the reasons why they have to comply is for the site plan that can be inspected at any time that they have in their,
Database.
in the database. That is the authoritative thing that has to happen by law.
So let me ask you this question then. I have all my renovations done before 2017.
Okay.
Okay? And let's say I wanted to update, or someone bought my house, or I left it to my kids, whatever. And they came in, they said, all those windows in the back, we'd like to make them a little larger, but keep the same footprint. Are you telling me the entire project comes under review, or just the windows? And I don't think that defines it.
If, I'm hopefully going to answer that. If anyone wants to make changes to their windows, and we get a steady stream of requests for that, it is a mutual consent process. And they go through and it's done a review, and as long as the review meets the criteria for exchanging windows or putting new windows in or enlarging windows, whatever those requirements are, it will need to go through the mutual consent.
But just the window part, not
Just the window.
yes, okay.
Yeah.
I'm satisfied.
Yeah, all that's being,
Okay.
No, that's true, that's true.
Peggy, when
I
you
need to
said
know.
just a little larger, what that mean?
Well, let's say I have a,
Just means larger.
larger, just
Just
larger.
larger than original,
It's not like for like.
Yeah.
It's not like for like.
then we have
It's
to,
large for larger.
then alteration has to be
Yeah,
approved,
it's
right?
mutual consent.
then it needs to
Sure,
go
be
through
done,
the
right.
standard.
I'm
process.
saying that, but not the whole project.
Not
Not the whole project.
Not the whole building
Okay.
structure.
And that's what
just
I
the
want to
windows.
find. God,
Okay.
that's hard to get to.
Yes.
Excuse me.
You know, I seconded about our vote for it, but I still have some concern. This is a very complicated resolution. And I rather have this breakdown and make a little simpler to each one of them. But that's what my concern was, how we're gonna let the resident know what this resolution is.
The only change in this resolution is the like for like
Yeah.
or
Yes.
like for equivalent. That's the only change. This is the same resolution that has been around for years. All we're doing is giving staff the authority, if it's a like for like, or if that, let's say that awning is no longer is no longer in existence. And they want to put an awning up in where they've been granted permission to have an awning before. So they're putting up a new awning that is different,
Than
but it's the
original.
same dimensions and everything as before. It's a like for an equivalent like. And that's all we're doing in this motion, is giving staff that
I can
authority.
live with that.
That's it. That's
This
the only
actually
change.
cleans it up.
I can live
From
with
what
that
was
as
in the
long as the
past.
staff understands that.
Okay,
Okay, I just, unfortunately, Reza just left, but so that everyone else hears. His concern when he said, doesn't everybody looking at it get to vote? And the answer is no. And the reason it would be, I mean, so basically what that's saying is, I had an awning, and it's gotten all ratty and torn and whatnot. And if the neighbors don't want me to put a new one up, I'm stuck with the ratty awning, you know, it just doesn't sound fair. And so I think, as I say, I'm not speaking to the resolution, but to raise this question that sounded like he was opposed to the resolution, and it's a question that would be impossible to deal with, I would think.
Yeah, but
So
do you understand
unfortunately, I can't
Reza's
answer it
question?
in person.
Yes, I understand Reza's question, that's why I answered it the way I did.
Right.
The answer is, he does not have the right to go back to all the residents.
That's right.
Within 150 feet and ask them now, would you approve or not approve of this whole alteration that took place? The answer is they no longer have that right.
Right.
Once it's done, it's done.
Thank you.
what if any residents within 100 feet complaining about that particular?
They have the right to complain, but they don't have the right to stop
Yeah.
the owner from making the change that we're talking about, the like for like or the like for equivalent.
Okay.
There's a fine line, okay, yes.
Yeah, when we look at the common area, okay, some of the common area is a land common area. Some of the common area, roof or wall, outside exterior wall is a common area. So Like if we want to make a window bigger, that's impinging on the common area of the exterior wall. Or if we want a skylight, then it's roof. But if we want to expand further in common area and another extension over the another 100 feet or 10 feet of room extension, that's impinging on the land. So common area is very simple way common area, but Raja had a very big concern about the land and how much we're gonna give up. Okay, one of let's put a scenario like this. They extended already common area about, then down the road, the house was sold, and then second owner had another extension over another 100 yard, and then third owner, another 100 yard.
Now they're in the next
So we have, okay, make a bigger window or a skylight is building, it's not a big deal to me. It's more like a like to like equivalent. But land is a different issue.
That's not being addressed here. That's not being addressed here. The only thing that's being addressed here is like for like and like equivalent. That's it. That's the only change.
Okay. Any further? Yes.
We have a member comment when you guys are done.
Okay.
So this is going to be a email from Jay Lassie. Dear Board, I urge you to be very cautious in your voting on this matter that concerns alterations and common area. Too many alterations over the decades look cheap. They have a trailer park quality and do not blend with the architecture and have chopped up curb appeal of our buildings. In the past, some wise people on staff wanted members who sought alterations to present plans stamped by architects as a means to ensure better aesthetics for any alterations. I don't know if this ever became policy, but it would be a good idea. Of course, not allowing any alterations to exclusive use common area or common area would eliminate a lot of work, would preserve our architecture, and would be in keeping with the way of most HOAs which are managed. Also, too much common area has been granted to individual members to use as exclusive use common area or to use as their units. Under Davis Sterling, there are strict definitions for common area, exclusive use common area, and unit. Please do not blur the definitions between these legally defined HOA elements, and please resist individual members' attempt to take over common area for their own use. This is not what a common interest development is about. Thank you.
Can I make a comment back?
Yes.
Okay, the ACSC, on things that it must consider by David Sterling are the aesthetics, okay? And we have to consider codes, city codes or state codes, whatever. These things have to be taken into consideration no matter what we do. And maybe in the past aesthetics wasn't brought in, but it is now, and it's definitely a concern of what we see.
Okay. Yes, Robert.
I'd like to comment also to Mr. Lessie. Mr. Lessie, that's exactly why we agreed to stop removing the vigas from the buildings because of the aesthetic issue, and why the committee is now considering replacing those vigas. A decision hasn't been made, but considering replacing those vigas that have been removed during the paint cycle as we go forward. So we are very concerned about the aesthetics. The other comment that I would make to you is that this board, at least at this point in time, has taken the position not to give away any common area as it currently exists.
For the land-wise.
Land-wise, common area land-wise.
Yeah, we're not authorized to give away. We're violating if we give away common area, right?
After 2017.
I think we might have some differences of opinions on that when we define it, so I'll stand back.
Okay. So, I think we have fully discussed. It's a voting time. Everybody agree? Every members? Okay, let's do it.
I broke it.
He broke it.
It doesn't matter.
One more. One more person?
If you guys are having trouble with the screen monitor, just use your mouse as well.
Okay.
Got it.
I just took care of it.
Okay,
Much
so
stronger finger than I do.
9 yes, 1 abstain. Reza Karimi is abstained. Okay, good. Thank you. This resolution passed, and now it will go on 28-day notice. Huh? Okay, now item F. That is,
That's the,
yeah, the D2 is now become 11F.
yes.
Okay, recommendation to deny the previously approved variance to install pavers on common area, back of a garage. Approved in August 2024 at matter 5492A, Paseo del Lago East. Steve, would you read that?
Okay, Resolution 03-25-XX, variance request. Whereas, member located at 5492A, Paseo del Lago East, a Via Fuente-style manor, request Architectural Control and Standards Committee approval for a variance to install pavers on common area, back of garage. And whereas the Architectural Control and Standards Committee reviewed the variance and moved to rescind the variance to install pavers on common area, back of garage, based on it does not conform with existing mutual standards and policies. And whereas the Architectural Control and Standards Committee approved the reimbursement of all fees associated with this variance. Now therefore be it resolved on August 19th, 2025, the Third Laguna Hills Mutual Board hereby rescinds the request to install pavers on common area, back of garage, and resolve further that Resolution 03-24-101, adopted August 20th, 2024, is hereby superseded and canceled. And resolve further that the officers and agents of this corporation are hereby authorized on behalf of the corporation to carry out the purpose of this resolution.
Okay, any move?
So moved.
Okay, Robert moved and the Reza second. Any discussion?
Absolutely.
Yes, please do.
I am not in favor of this.
Okay,
I will tell you why.
okay.
Matter 5492A was given a variance to add a 12 by 12 paver behind her garage in an area that is not mowed, that is only for the use of that unit. It is not used by anyone else. Could somebody else use it? Of course. But the point is, and my only point is, another board gave the variance. I don't believe that we have the right, as a new board, to take away a variance that another board gave. And it's just that simple. It has nothing to do with anything else. I disagree with the fact I don't want somebody taking away something that we give for the next board to take away. So it's simple. I want he, 5492A, to be able to add the 12 by 12 pavers that were agreed to originally last year.
Okay. Yes, Ruth?
I was in that committee meeting, and I've had a little time to think about it since, and I have to agree with Peggy that you can't reverse, I mean, we can, but who says that when we're gone, somebody reverses our decision? I think it's unfair to the staff to do that. I think it's unfair to the members for us to reverse this.
Yes.
Prior
okay.
approval.
Jim?
Yeah, what was the reason for the reversal?
She came to the board to extend the time that she had for the variance.
Okay.
And the reversal was because now they felt that it was common area and she should not have that right.
So, but, I mean, there have been variances to common areas before, so what was the reason for the reversal? In other words, the reason for the reversal would be the same reason for a denial, is the way I'm looking at it.
Correct.
So what would be the reason for the denial upon reconsideration?
I think the reason was that we
I
don't
think this
approve
is the
giving away
problem that
common
this
areas.
board is speaking.
The reason was as a board, we do not want to give away any more common area.
Right.
And this is considered common area, but I also think we shouldn't reverse a prior approval.
Robert, Reza?
I guess I would slightly disagree with Ruth. It's not that this board doesn't want to give away common area. Many members of this board do not believe we have the right to give away common area. Okay? So the fact that the documents hadn't been formally approved, we were able to rescind this decision. Now, can I finish?
Yeah.
Before you jump in?
Yeah.
All right. This is also very similar in some ways to 5309 Cantata, the one that we all agreed on the consent calendar
Yes.
to approve rescinding the common area for that individual. Okay? They had been given approval to take common area behind the unit, on the side of the unit, etc., and we rescinded that. So this is just in keeping with the decisions related to the use of common area and the fact that many of us believe you cannot legally give away common area.
Yes?
This has nothing to do with common area. Absolutely nothing. This has to do with the board approval of a variance. Now, when you say legally, it appears that there was not a signature put on that variance. That is not the homeowner's fault. That is the fault of the staff or the individual that didn't sign it. But it is not the homeowner's and should not be taken into consideration. The area of common property, because the variance was already given, is not in question today.
Okay.
The question is, do we rescind something that was given by another board? And I feel we do not. We can make a change. We have 6,000 residents here. Those residents look to us and look to this community to be consistent in what we do. If every board starts looking at a prior decision of another board and starts rescinding that, we have a horrible, horrible problem. So I believe that when a board agrees to do something, the next board can make changes in the future, modulate it, but you cannot take it away.
Okay,
I have a
yeah.
question for you then, Peg. Why did you vote on the consent calendar to approve rescinding 5309 Cantata?
Because the construction individual there, and I would have fought for it, but the reason I didn't is because the construction person misled everybody and did things that he was not supposed to do, including going over what the variance gave him and making it wider rather than narrower. So you either had to go back and take away the footage that he added to it. It is not even the same question.
No.
It isn't. So I would like to deny this, and I would like in the future that we not bring to a consent calendar anything that is reversing a decision of another board.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Peggy. Okay. This community been this area more than 60, 70 years, and it's gonna be another 60, 70 years or 100 years to go. And the technology changes, the time changes, there's many changes we've seen it. Even our age, last 50 years or 60 years, so many change, unbelievable change. Okay, so we have to go along. 50 years ago was correct. Maybe it is not. We have to think a little bit differently for that. So you cannot nail down. We cannot say whatever that was correct, we cannot touch it. Okay, what I'm saying is we put the grandfather clause on it. Okay, we have to allow some people when they made that decision, but we cannot say 50 years ago decision is correct 100 years later. So we have to adopt the change. And we have to make a decision what it is now, what it will be in the future. Thank you.
Do I understand you to say that we don't change anything that was done in the past?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, Reza.
I think this is the struggle that I put, didn't vote for the previous one. This board, as any other board, is very confused about, do they want to give up the, common area or not? Flavor of the day. Today you can have it, next day you don't. You're lucky if you work with this board and you're unlucky if you work with that board. What that means to the members. You screw part of the people for the other part. Somebody gets it, somebody doesn't, because next day you change your mind. What is it? Either we want to give it away or we don't. Make up your mind. Or it's case by case. Well, this is case by case. This common area, we refuse this one, we accept that one. What the heck are we doing? We confusing the heck out of this issue. And we are not serving our members. As I said, if I'm lucky today, because you've given up common area, I can get it. Next day, 6 months later, oh, well, we are not giving it away. You're unlucky. You cannot have it. He has it. What is this? This is inconsistency that caused confusion, and, people are not happy about it.
Okay, Donna?
Yeah. My concern, and it's the same concern that I think Peggy expressed and Ruth expressed, which is there isn't really, other than the fact that a philosophy regarding common area has tightened up. These are pavers, which can be removed if they have to get to anything underneath, if there's a pipe in a lawn that breaks or whatever. I think that if we rescind something that was granted, it's very different. We're not saying what we're going to do in the future, but we granted it. If it wasn't us, it was a different board, but it was people sitting in these chairs. And if we grant something and then it's taken away, it opens the door to, I don't even know what, because it's a precedent that it starts. This is something that I understand from what has been said, that it is on an area that isn't used by anybody. You said it isn't even mowed, is that correct?
Yeah, there's pictures of it.
It's behind a garage. It's not taking anything away from anybody, but the decision was made by a board, and if we can't let board decisions stand, yes, things change in the future, and ordinances change. And if they change, we have to adapt with it. And even if they change in the middle of a project, we were putting on a sunroom, and in the middle of the project, and we were granted it, the fire people said, wait a minute, the bedroom that's attached to it, even though it has a big sliding door at one end and a regular door at the other, someone's got to be able to get out and fire, and we had to put a window in. It was in the middle of the project, but the fire authority said it. There's nothing we could do. We put the window in. So some things you can't alter, but we're talking about a piece of land that is affecting nobody. It's taking nothing away, and we have already made a decision, and to rescind it now opens a door that I think that's Pandora's box.
Yes. Okay, Peggy was first. Yes.
I think we need to drop any discussion of common area property here. This is, if she had put in the papers and had not come forward to ask for a length of time, nobody would have done anything. Nobody. But she needed an extension of time. For what reason, we don't know. It's none of our concern. But because she came forward to ask for an extension, we turned the tables on her.
Okay. Steve?
I go back to the CCNRs. Said if you're going to give away any common area, you have to get 67% vote of the membership.
It's not about that.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
Yes, and I'll tell you why. I do not feel a prior board followed the rules they were supposed to follow, and now we've got the problem we have.
For 67 years, common area given away was approved in certain circumstances.
Sure.
It was just changed.
After 17.
But if that woman, man, whoever it is, had put those pavers down, we would not have asked her to take them out.
Jim?
Well, actually, Peggy answered my question as to why did it come up to, for quote, reapproval, which was basically she came in for a reassertion of something that's already been approved because of the time. Yeah. Okay, and I guess there's something within the time frame that says if it's not done within a particular area, okay. Okay, my question was answered.
I'd like to call
Howard,
the question.
any comments would you like to make?
Sure.
Okay.
My only thought is that a lot of people are muddying the waters here and bringing in other things to be considered that have nothing to do with what we're discussing here. What we're discussing here is a prior board made an action, got an approval for the homeowner, and now this board is trying to undo a prior board's approval. That's all it is. It's not a statement on do we give away or not give away common area. It's not a statement on any of that. That is not a part of this discussion. This discussion has to do with the board, the prior board said, yes, you can do this, and now we're trying to undo what they said, and it's not right.
Okay.
That's my comment.
The question I have, when we move forward, are we going to approve this request?
It's not a question for now.
It's a simple question.
That's not a question for now. That-
It's a simple question.
That's not a
The
question.
answer
We
is,
have a person sitting in the audience that asked for it. Are we
Okay.
going to approve it?
and my answer, it has nothing to do with this.
This is the same thing.
My answer to that is, this is what we're considering right now, a specific incident. We're not considering how we treat you, or how we treat other people, or anything else that's happened in prior years or future years.
But this decision will impact that.
It will not. It's specific to this
Okay.
unit.
Okay.
Okay. This is not the place to argue. Okay.
Can I call for the
Craig,
question?
just, Craig, you want to say something?
That stops all
Okay.
discussion.
Okay.
Stops all discussion.
Yeah, let's stop and
Call for the question.
call for the questions, please.
So
Are
if
you
you
gonna
agree with
vote?
me, it's a no, and if you agree with the architectural committee, it's a yes.
So
Okay.
just make sure we know what we're voting. No means,
No.
Then
Okay.
move
means we
forward.
don't want to take it away.
This resolution calls for deny the request. So if you say yes, that means you agree to deny. If you say no, then you are not denying it.
You're not denying your right to do what you've given.
Right, so let's vote. Already vote.
Yeah. Okay, I got it.
One more.
One more.
Reza.
Reza. Okay. 3 yes, that means deny. 7 no, that means we do not rescind.
She gets the variance extension.
Right. Okay? Okay, now,
Remember,
we're done for item 11. We do have 1 o'clock appointment at the closed meeting. So I'd like to skip third mutual committee report and the GRF committee report. So any motion to skip those 2 items?
I move
We
we
do
skip-
not have time.
Yeah, I move we
Would you-
skip those 2 items. If
Second.
anyone's interested, they can look at the video and
Okay.
agendas from the prior meetings.
Okay. Anybody
Second.
else?
Craig, are you going to second it?
I second.
Oh, okay.
Craig
So
has his
we all agree to say yes?
Yes.
Yes? Maybe? Yes?
Raise your hand.
Raise your hand.
Both. Okay, you got it.
Okay, so I'll adjourn this meeting and go into the next closed meeting at 11:20, okay? Thank you.
What did he say, 11?
Let's try 11, let's try 12:30.
12:30.
12:30.
12:30.
12:30, yeah.
12:20.
I still have to set up upstairs as well.